Hello guys, welcome to Men of War 2. Today we have for you a sponsored stream with myself, Vulcan, and Bernard from Military History Visualized.
Hello everyone, I will be providing a historical commentary and Wolfgang will explain the game to you and the gameplay. I will basically be carried by him during the game.
Yeah, I'm going to be controlling all the soldiers and he'll be talking to you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to jump over to his chat. There's a link in my Twitch channel, and yeah, obviously those of you who are already watching from his side, feel free to pop in any questions we'll get to later on. Let's just talk about the game a little. So Men of War 2 is a real-time strategy game in World War II. It's created by the Ukrainian studio Best Way and published by Fulcrum Publishing. It actually comes out on the 15th of May. So 5 days from now, you'll be able to get your hands on it because that's going to be the 10th anniversary since the full release of Men of War Assault Squad 2. Came out 10 years ago. It's crazy. 3 playable nations, the Soviets, the Americans, and the Third Reich. We're going to be playing as the Third Reich today. And each nation has their own narrative campaign. And there are further 2 historical campaigns, a dynamic conquest campaign, and a skirmish-like raid mode, which is crazy. There's so much stuff in this game. It's nuts. All of the single player content can also be played in co-op with up to 5 players. So we're going to be jumping into the Siegfried line mission today with myself and Military History Visualize it. We're going to be co-oping this one, which is cool. And we'll probably jump into the next one afterwards as well. And there's also extensive PvP and PvE multiplayer options. So you can play against each other, you can play against AI together, and so on. Should be a lot of fun. All right, you ready to jump in?
Yes.
All right, just ready up and let's get going.
So let's click ready and here we go. So about the historical campaigns, continue. What is this for you? So about the historical accuracy of the German campaign in general, the units and individual characters inspired are basically by various sources. They are not historically accurate. But whereas, for instance, some of the American units from the US Army are historically accurate, there are some deviations I will explain later on, for instance, with the timing. But a lot of it is historically inspired, and of course the units to most degrees, so the individual tanks and equipment are sometimes correct, but also for gameplay reasons sometimes adapted. And also in general the realism, as with movies and with games, for instance, there are differences in troop sizes and especially, for instance, spacing. Because if you use your tanks in a spacing that's like in real life, you have ideally about 50 to 100 meters spacing between your tanks, and if you just have 4 tanks, then you have like a very wide, large range of the front, and this is of course very hard to manage in a game. So generally, we play 2 missions. One is set on the 8th date and one of the 20th February 1945. At this point, the German army is basically in shambles. And the units we fight are ragtag units. And we also turned off the speech now for the narrative parts in the campaign. We will use that to provide historical commentary or gameplay commentary. So, and also not to spoil too much of the game narrative.
Yeah, so here we are in the game, and it's going to give us a brief tutorial, but basically we're just going to be setting up our troops and getting ourselves some extra weapons and such. And Bernard, you're going to be handing me over pretty much all the troops.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm going to go pick up a MG42 out of this box. Oh, yeah.
So you had the one guy, the Sturmpionier Sapper, you had the boxes here, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do it with the other one because this one actually has a minesweeper, whereas the other one doesn't. Let's grab some equipment for him.
So here we have basically a mechanized Kampfgruppe, you could say. We have a Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251/17 with a 20 mil flak, so some AA protection, and behind we have a commander's APC, a 251-10. At that point of the war, these were not used by the Panzer Grenadiers anymore, but by the Pioneers still. And this is a bit of a historical setting, so in real life, they would only have one machine gun and a 37mm gun, but you could basically put 2 other machine guns on the outside there. So that's a bit of a modification. Here we have the Stuck 3 Ausführung G, which were basically the last variant of the Stuck 3 that were produced. Major differences to the previous ones, you have like here the machine gun next to the commander's cupola. Also the commander's cupola previously was just a hatch. And we have, yeah, the armor skirts. They were previously there as well. And there are also some minor differences, a bit more sloped than the previous Stuck Ausführung F8. And here we have a Kübelwagen with a machine gun.
Yeah, we've got the SDKs at 251-17 this time around. I believe we were playing with the Wirbelwind before.
Oh yeah, where's the Wirbelwind? Interesting.
Yeah, they replaced it with the SDKs at 251-17.
Was there update, or is this a bit dynamic that there's sometimes the equipment changes?
I think it's updated, yeah.
Because the last
actually, yeah, it might just be dynamic, yeah.
Last time we had a Wirbelwind, I think back behind the railcars when we played a few days ago. Yeah. Yeah, Wirbelwind would be more firepower, but yeah. I mean, you have to deal with it, not me.
I can put my SDK sets in very compromised positions again, and you can judge me about it.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I'm playing this game, Bernard is like kind of seeing everything from a historical perspective, and he's just like judging me based on that.
So yeah, currently the historical setting where we're on the 18th February and we are near Worms. So Worms is located west of the Rhine, and it's somewhere west of... No, it's northwest of Mannheim. And at this point, basically on the 9th of February, 8th of February, the Allies started a major attack against the Germans. But in the night from the 9th to the 10th of February, the Germans destroyed one dam and opened the sluice gates on others and basically flooded a large area, which delayed the US offensive by many days. And here we will be defending one part of the Siegfried line, as the Allies called it. The Germans called it the Westwall, basically the Western Bulwark, which was constructed from 1936 to 1940. Then after the Battle of France, or during the Battle of France, they stopped construction and basically let it fall in disrepair. And in August 1944, they restarted to reconstruct it, but at that point they realized, okay, many of the pillboxes that were built were not up to scratch anymore because the anti-tank weapons increased so much in penetration, and at the same time, a lot of the parts fell in disrepair as well, and this will be also covered in this mission.
Yeah, so we've finished setting up now, and we're going to be heading over to the village of Worms and setting up a defensive line at these bunkers. So let's get over here.
And here you can see basically some parts of the Westwall. And also, of course, there were trenches added. A lot of the trenches were added. And the Allies basically said it was not a fortification line at that time. It was more of a fortification net. We have certain basically parts that were a bit better dug in and defended. But in between, there was large areas that were, well, there were anti-tank ditches and other elements, but it was not like a really strong fortified line. And you
I managed
already
to shoot down that P-51, yeah. The 20 mil on the back there did a good job.
Nice. So P-51 had a liquid cooled engine, so this was not ideal for ground attack because minor damage to the engine could basically completely put it out of action. So ideally you will prefer a radial engine like you have in P-47 Thunderbolt, because they can take a bit of a more beating and still have no problems, because yeah, if you have liquid cooling, if the liquid runs out, sooner or later the engine will be destroyed. Yeah, here
So we've arrived at the bastions.
yeah, and Feldwebel Müller explains to us that that farmers basically used the pillboxes for storing stuff. So I'm not sure how historically accurate this is, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
So now we're going to go dig some trenches so that I can support my Stugs. You were saying before I was placing my Stugs too far forwards.
Yeah, ideally you should have them a bit in the back. I mean, the problem is, so that's interesting. So the original Stug had a short bell, and then I actually read a commentary in a historical document that said this had one benefit: when you could overshoot your own troops far easier because you have a steeper angle of fire. So with this Stug you have a rather how's it called, flat trajectory.
Yeah.
So hitting your own troops is an issue, and also at that point of the war, generally infantry didn't attack particularly anymore if there were not some Stugs or tanks around. So, but I
rest of my troops up.
Keep them back because the Americans were coming with bazookas. You can see you can build your own trenches here.
Yep, so I'm going to be building trenches. We can also build sandbags. There's all sorts of stuff we can do with the fortifications. In the multiplayer, you can also build proper fortifications, like sort of dugout bunkers and stuff like that, which is really cool.
Did you get some hedgehogs as well?
Yeah, I believe if you have engineers, you can put them down. I don't think these guys have the ability to do that, because usually you get the option at the bottom of the screen, if that's the case.
I thought I saw some in the boxes last time when I tried to play the mission on my own, but maybe that was removed as well, like the Whirlwind. Alexander Corbett asks, can you make the tank hull down? You can dig in the tanks, right?
You can't with the Stug, but you can put the camo on it to make it more concealed against enemy attacks from afar. There are some tanks that you can like dig in with sandbags, but there's no hold down unless there's like a specific fortifications that's like pre-built.
Yeah. So this is of course also to a certain degree, if you do major changes to the terrain in a 3D engine, that's often quite a problem because it's computation intensive, bugs happen, and all physics engines. So there's generally terrain, as you probably know, most people, there are very few games where you can manipulate the terrain, unless it's a real feature like Minecraft. And this is a lot to certain limitations or problems that will develop otherwise. So it's understandable. I have a video on how the Germans would dig in their tanks for hull down, and yes, basically you would dig out a large part where the tank can drive in and drive out.
Yeah, so I'm going to be putting sandbags around my 251-17.
Oh, and here we have assault troopers. What are coming back here? Paratrooper.
Yeah, we have enemies coming in already.
No, those are friendlies, isn't it?
Oh, those are the paratroopers who managed to get back.
Yeah. So these are basically NPCs.
Yeah, so they'll be helping us out in the defense.
Don't they tell us they have to leave? I think.
Yeah, but they do hang around because the attack comes in.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, you can see the 251-17 has the camo net and the sandbags around it now.
Ah, yes, that looks very nice. Here you can see it's dug in with all the sandbags.
and and my truck as well. I can actually build a supply depot.
Is this intentional that the 37 milligun doesn't face forward?
Yeah, I just wanted the machine guns facing
Ah,
that
yeah.
direction because we got the Stugs.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, understandable. And here the Stug enhanced with bushes and trees.
Yeah, from afar it does just look like a bush, right?
Yeah.
If you zoom all the way back to where they're going to attack from, just a little bush on the horizon.
Oh, we have a siren, air raid siren, I guess.
Oh, the
P-51s. So in real life, A was not that effective. That's without saying, I guess. Did it hit you?
Didn't manage to hit the second one. The first Mustang got shot down. Must have got lucky. But the the rockets didn't hit me, thankfully.
They were. Was this from the P-51? These craters?
No, that was they're like dugouts. That's where I accidentally dug, like
okay,
sort of a little place for my man to lie down.
Okay, we attacked. Oh, we are also getting flanked.
Fades away.
So let's look at the main. Here we have a Sherman 4A3 here. So this was the Sherman with the Ford GA engine, and there were quite a lot produced of this variant. So it's basically the mid-late war variant of the Sherman.
My Stug's getting hit very hard.
Oh!
The commander's running. How hysterically accurate would have that been?
Yeah, that's a bit hard to tell at this point. I think a regular commander would likely not have done this for several reasons. At that point, there were kangaroo courts around, and for commanders, they were particularly would be a very major problem. There were the Germans, I think, in total about 20 to 30,000 court martial for how's it called? For deserting, but not all of them were executed. So that there was some new research, but yeah. And so one of your Stugs is burning.
Yeah, one of the Stugs got knocked out really early on, which is kind of bad.
Yeah, and the other one is still holding nice. So we have one. Oh, we have an M4 A3 E2 Jumbo here. So of these, only 254 were built. If you consider that in total there were 49,000 Germans built, that's a unicorn right there. So they were only built in 1944, and it was basically considered an assault tank. So it had a improved turret, stronger turret armor, and stronger front and side armor, particularly to be invulnerable or way more stronger against anti-tank guns. There was also a variant with the 76mm gun, which had a higher penetration value. So the front armor was about 152mm or 6-inch. And there were also some field modifications that created their own jumbos, basically. And some jumbos even received more additional armor. The interesting thing here is that the jumbo was in the mobility performance not really that much decreased despite all the major improvements on the armor. Of course, durability went down, and according to Zaloga, it was very popular with the troops. But yeah, as you can see...
Lovely penetration through the turret there.
Yeah. Wolfgang dealt with it.
Got 2 more to kill. There goes 1. The Stug carrying us, the other one just failed immediately.
Yeah. Got completely destroyed, or can you repair it?
I think it's completely destroyed.
All the skirts are gone. Yeah, that's... And here you can see... Here the skirts are all there, so individual parts of the skirts can be shot off. Perfect timing here. As you can see, one front part of the skirts was shot away. And yeah, the charger, the loader died, and...
Yeah, individuals of the crew can be taken out.
Yeah.
I've also been, for the most part, direct controlling this Stug. So I'm able to manually control where it fires and so on, which is pretty handy.
I usually play, if I play co-op, I give a friend all the units except one tank, and then I do direct control that tank.
So I do have a couple of spare tank crew who survived out of the other Stug, so they can fulfill the spots of the ones I'm missing in this Stug. I'll let them jump in.
So Alexander Corbett asked, weren't some Shermans that had extra armor welded on from other destroyed Shermans? Yes. So basically there were a lot of build modifications done in various ways, like some created their own jumbos or they added sandbags. There's a major discussion how bad or good they were. There were also concrete armor and all the other stuff. And on the German side there were similar aspects, and I think Guderian wrote in the Nachrichtenblatt der Panzertruppen and explained, yeah, don't add concrete or something else because it doesn't help. Or I think they even claimed that it's worse. So it really depends, because a tank is a very, very heavy vehicle, and so if you add weight somewhere, it might it's bad for the balance, it increases wear and tear and other issues that you might not be aware of. At the same time, what people argue, yeah, but the psychological aspect sometimes is more important for the troops, that they think, okay, my tank is now less vulnerable to, for instance, a Panzerfaust, even if it's not really that way. And this sometimes means that they push further where they wouldn't push further or something else. So it's always a back and forth.
So the next thing we got to do in this mission is counterattack the bridge, because our explosives didn't work. I don't have too many men left, though. I've only got 1 Stug and 5 men. I'm doing way worse than I was before.
Yeah. The last time I was thinking, oh my god, Wolfgang, what's going on? We're gonna lose. So yeah.
We'll be alright.
So as you can see, it's a pretty tough game.
It can be, yeah. I think I didn't space out my infantry enough before, so they all got taken out in one go.
So the M20 is gone. That is basically a variant of the M8 Greyhound, or the other way around. The Greyhound had a 37mm gun, this only had a 20mm, a 50 cal machine gun. So, and you got the Sherman. Nice. Here you can see an ammo explosion, basically. The fire that comes out is basically, it's not the high explosive ammo, it's the propellant that burns up. And if you have like the turret completely closed, it might pop. Yeah, you did it.
Very good. Yeah, we managed to do it. 5 men in a Stug.
We managed to do it, yeah.
Alright, let's go ahead and get these mines down. I hope I have people left with mines.
else you have to. You can loot the dead in this game, right? The inventory. Then we
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
find them.
I think I have them in my supply truck.
Isn't now there was the now you can attack the
The
SPGs.
artillery secondary objective. Should we go for it?
Yeah, that's the last time we didn't do it, so we don't know. So it's M7 Pearce, which are basically on a Sherman chassis. I mean, initially we were on a M3 Lee chassis, with a 105mm standard artillery gun.
What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, if you send your infantry to kill it, it's a question. I mean, in direct fire, they can decimate your Stuck. That's the
Yeah,
issue.
that is what I'm worried about. We'll spread out my infantry and try and get some eyes on them.
I mean, it's called a priest because it has like this round thing where the one gunner in the front has a 50 cal, so your infantry will be toast. But you probably can spot them with your infantry before they see you, hopefully. Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
Oh no, is that an empty one?
Oh, the crew is outside of them. Yeah, they're chilling by the fire.
Oh, nice. So you might actually capture it. Oh, there's another thing here. What is here? Here's another one. Yeah.
I could capture it.
This one you hit already,
but I think I should probably just kill them.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have enough men to pick them, to take them for myself. Let's go, bro. Big old.
Nice.
There we go. Lovely.
Oh, there's another one here as well.
There's loads of them.
Yeah, I remember the last time we didn't kill them, and I think 2 were then shown as firing at us. So nice shot. Yep. And it's gone. Yeah. So, oh, there's a truck coming. And there's another one here.
Yeah. Maybe the Stoke can get it.
Nice.
Nice.
And hit the priest finally as well.
Oh no. One of my SMG guys got grenaded.
So Alexander Korbeck notes, I think Patton very much disliked tank-backed concrete and wooden armor, but was okay with recycling armor from knocked out tanks. Yeah.
So this box actually has some mines in it that I can use.
Nice. Oh, these fractures look amazing. Nice.
Yeah, the explosions in this game are really satisfying, especially when you start using like big artillery yourself. It's very fun, especially in the multiplayer, like getting out the big Sturmtiger. Oh yeah.
That thing is not dead yet.
I'll get it.
Nice.
Oh. Or not.
Here you can see the 50 cal and here the 105mm howitzer.
I don't have any more grenades.
And you see it's very spacious, so it could carry almost 70 rounds of ammunition. So that's... And of course, since it's on the Sherman chassis, it was very mobile. And also pretty decently armored, the lower parts of course. But yeah, against the Stork, particularly from the side, yeah, no chance.
Yeah, again, looking beautiful as it blows up. Right, let's get out of here. I think that's the objective done. Get across the road. Get my man to lay a mine.
Very well done. So here we have an Opel Blitz, standard German truck used for all kinds of stuff, of course. Motorized infantry, support, supply, not support. I
was just waiting for the Stoke to get across. Otherwise, he was going to run over the man who put down the mine.
Yeah, let's look at the mine here. So I looked up what this mine is. This seems to be a geballte Ladung, 3 kilograms, so basically a satchel charge. And a Sprengbüchse 24 it was called. And you see this minor black dot here, that's the same like above, where you put in the fuse basically. And this seems to be a pull fuse. So you could use this with a very long cable and then you pull on it and then it would explode. So I think this is the 3 kilogram version. There's also a 1 kilogram version, but it's way smaller. And in-game it's called a remote mine. So let's zoom out a bit to witness the fireworks. Nice.
Great. Now we have to rush back as quickly as possible.
So Alexander Corbett asks, did the Opel Blitz ever had guns mounted on it like its Russian counterparts? I'm not aware of any pictures I've seen so far, but then again I didn't look much. I remember I watched a Wochenschau from winter 41-42 a while ago, and they had a truck and they had basically a BER mounted on it. I suspect it was a captured BER from Poland. And of course, field modifications. You always had some field modifications, so it's not unlikely that they had mounted machine guns or something. Or are you talking about a specific gun, like a 37mm or something? Yeah, we damaged the main gun of the Sherman. That should provide a good win. And the house is destroyed. Here we got it. I mean, there's a jumbo coming now. And there's also guys with bazooka coming, yeah.
Last time I had one.
I would tell you to flank the jumbo, but there's not much you have for flanking it.
Just need to spread my men out so they don't die.
Don't turn sideways. So Wolfgang, the world is watching.
I can't penetrate it.
I think you need to shoot the machine gun port or the driver's hatch. I don't. Oh no, it doesn't have a driver's hatch in the front.
Yeah, we can get the man inside. Yeah, let's shoot the other one.
Okay, yeah, you got him. Well, what is it talking about? Oh, you won.
Oh yeah, we have the Panzerwerfers are coming.
Ah,
Don't
yeah.
forget the Panzerwerfer.
Yeah, here we have the Panzerwerfer, so I give it this one to you as soon as I can. So Panzerwerfer were equipped with Nebelwerfer 41. In this case, I think there's an error, because as you can see, the weapon is 20 centimeter Nebelwerfer, but the system is 15 centimeters correct here. 10 barrels basically, and it's slightly armored. I read the Merkblatt pamphlet today, and in particular, did they kill your Stuck? Yeah, that looks bad. Oh yeah, yeah, that's not ideal. Can you use the Panzerwerfer? I try to give it to you, but I can't select it yet.
Yeah, I can't select it yet either.
Yeah, I think you have to wait. So the armor protection of this was only against shrapnel, basically, and also protect against the back blast of the weapon. So I give it to you now.
Ah, yes, okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about.
And basically a battery consisted of 8 of these vehicles, and they had like 400 rounds, so basically 5 salvos. And each platoon consisted of 4 of these Panzerwerfers, and ideally they would add it to an existing battalion of Nebelwerfer. So they basically would shoot and scoot, like what Wolfgang is basically doing now. You hit the bunker, nice one. And they were on a Maultier. Basically a Maultier was a regular German truck with where the back tracks were replaced with tracked parts. But it was an armored one, so as you can see, there's like, I wouldn't say makeshift armor, but pretty much. And there's also a machine gun bear at the back. Oh, let's look at the chat. In terms of conflict situation, whereabouts in the order of battle is the player commanding? So basically, you would say you have. I mean, it's called you're commanding a battalion at this point, but of course, if you had a complete battalion, you would have too much to do. So in terms of size, I would say we have like basically you have platoon level, comes probably close, platoon to. Or reinforced platoon, because you have 1 or 2 squads of infantry generally. 1 squad at that point of the war was not 10 men anymore, about 8, and then you have like a full tank platoon had 5 tanks of medium tanks at that point. Stux had 3 or 4 in a platoon. At this point it was regularly 4, yeah. But we won.
We did it. We lost almost everyone, but we won.
Did you not
The
mount
plan was there to fall back anyway, so we just had to hold as long as we could.
Alexander Corbett, yes, there's a first-person mode, a direct control mode. Is it first person or is it semi-third person? I think you can third person and also first person, right?
There is also a first person, yeah. Yeah, there is a first person mode. If you can like zoom all the way in during direct control and look through the optics of a tank, which is really cool actually. And same you can also do that with I don't know if there's first person for infantry, but you can obviously direct control infantry as well.
So somebody asked what the name Panzerwerfer means. It's armor thrower. It's more tank thrower or a tank launcher. It's basically armored launcher. So the issue is with German, they use 2 nouns, and 1 noun would be in English usually used as an adjective. For instance, Ostfront literally means East Front, but it's translated with Eastern Front. So in that case, it would mean armored launcher or armored thrower. And a Werfer basically was always a rocket launcher or grenade launcher or mortar in that sense. Give me a sec, I must turn on the light.
Alright. Ready up when you're good to go. You can jump into the second.
So I'm back again. So okay, how did I do? As you can see, I did pretty well. I have 60 infantry kills and only 18 losses, although I did nothing. So the next
You're
one,
always schooling me.
Yeah, the next is Ruhrbaschen, right?
Yep.
So
indeed.
I can't ready yet.
If you click the mission, you should be able to.
Now it works.
All right. Yeah. So this is just a mission. We're moving on from where we were. We're falling back to the Ruhr, and we'll be defending here.
So yeah, we're defending the river Ruhr or Ruhr. It's at Jülich. Now this mission is set on the 20th February 1945. Now historically, after the Germans blew up the dam and opened the sluice gates, the river Ruhr is rather small and mild, you could say, but it increased majorly through opening the sluice gates and everything, and the Allies had to postpone their operation that was planned for the 10th of February and postponed it to the 23rd of February, because by then the water levels should be low enough, and even at that point they had major troubles that some of the assault boats got drifted offwards and everything else. And so this defense, what we are mounting, did not happen from all I know, because the US forces didn't attack before the 23rd across the river. As you can see at the bottom line, there is the date of 20th. And
Yeah,
here,
so it's more of an artistic
yeah,
license assault.
which makes sense. So you can defend here successfully, and it's still more or less historically accurate, because it didn't happen in that sense. Yeah, so it's completely understandable, and they particularly noted there's some leeway there. So we had Jülich, which is about 250 kilometers away from Worms. And on the 23rd of February, Operation Grenade would start. So if you want to look this up, there should be a lot of sources listed in the description of my video or stream.
Yeah, so in this one, I can see that the town, it looks actually really awesome. I love the design of this one, like the flooded town. Very, very cool. Let's just get through the dialogue, and then we can get control of some of these troops. And I'll try not to lose every single one of them again.
So I hand you the flamethrower. And here we go. Ah, yeah, same. We could only give you one this time. So where should I put my troops?
You just want to move up to the objective when they give us one.
What exploded here? Do you see that?
I think it was just a stray artillery shell.
So yeah, for the crossing of the river, it was planned to use a lot of artillery fire, also smoke generators and smoke shells to cover. It was an assault across with several divisions across the river. So on this point, the 29th Infantry Division would be attacking. That was also a support division at Omaha Beach on D-Day.
I've marked where we need to go.
And there's also, there should be a historical footage linked in the video description, where you can see the 29th Infantry Division after they crossed into Jülich, walking along the river and everything.
I'm just moving my motorcycle into position so the sidecar can use its machine gun. And I packed in as many people as I could into the 251 Alpha Speed.
Oh, yeah, now I can give you everything.
Alright. Time to carry Bernard once again.
So where is your SDKF set 251? Can you ping it for me shortly? Oh yes. Here you can see nice that this is not a D variant, because the D would have the slope farther up. And the B at this point would have been completely out of production. So the C variant was already started in 1940, and the D basically from 1943 onwards. So basically this was something left behind. But of course the differences are visually not that strong. So Bramel asks, can you for example delegate the AI one squad to defend or attack a position in this game?
Technically, yes. I mean, generally, you just kind of follow the objectives of the mission, so you would want to kind of commit most of your forces to do that, because generally there's like AI like that are defending a position for you otherwise. But yeah, you could send people back and forwards. I need to make sure that I'm killing this guy on the MG though, so it doesn't kill our sappers.
Yeah, and here we have the 363rd Volksgrenadier Division, which was defending Jülich at the time, but not only Jülich, they were defending Düren and Jülich. So they were like the Germans were completely overstretched at this point of the war. I think at least to 1-5 or something.
So now I've got access to the Stug. You've got a Stug that you can give me as well.
Ah, yes, yes. And also another small squad. And here we
I
have
have
like...
so many troops.
Yeah.
So when you have control over the troops, you do have them in separate squads. So I've got like a Grenadier squad, I've got like an MG squad, an SMG squad, a rifle squad, and then we got like the 2 Stugs, the half-track and the motorcycle. So I'm going to just try and use these together to push up. Try and use the MG squad to cover me on the way in.
Oh, you also have a quad, a motorcycle.
Yep.
BMR-12 with a machine gun on the sidecar.
This time
BMW.
around, gonna take this a little bit slower than I did when we were messing around before because I lost so many men.
Yeah, you have, I think, a handful left.
I completed the last objective with like 1 man.
Okay, I thought it was a bit more, but I think you know better. Oh, nice. And here, he destroyed an LVT. Oh no, it's still firing. It's an LVT A1. This one has a 37 mil gun and several 50 cals behind. So this is landing vehicle tracked, it's the LVT. And they were used in the Pacific, but also in the European theater of operations. And they were also specifically used at this operation as well. And they had actual problems. To quote here from the US Army Green Books, other men meanwhile tried LVTs, but so muddy was the far bank that these craft could not get far enough up to the men to disembark. As in the 84th Division sector, an LVT went out of control, crashed into a partially completed infantry support bridge, and sent parts of the bridge carrying downstream.
Oh, an amusing anecdote. So it seems like, yeah, some of them have like a Stuart turret on them.
Yeah, that's
The other one has like a Scott turret.
That's completely correct. They put the Stuart turret on them, yeah. And the other one is with the Scott turret is basically a 75 millimeter howitzer, yeah. Because they know that we don't have enough firepower for these things. And you generally, they were not well armored, but I mean, they could swim.
Yeah. Anything that's well armored isn't swimming.
Yeah. I mean, you had the Sherman DDs, but it's arguable how well they swam.
Oh, my poor grenadiers.
Here's one with the Scott turret. Very nice. 50 cal, open turret. Here the short howitzer. So the German just said, the walls might fall, but our hearts won't. Sorry, I interrupted you.
As I was saying, my sniper's doing a great job still. Wonder if he'll run out of ammo. He's only got 18 shots left.
I mean, it should be regular rifle ammo, so you should give it from the other guys.
Yeah, I can give him ammo if I need to.
Now here, if you look at the assault boats, from what I have seen, I've only seen one picture in the US Army Green Books of the assault boats. They were rectangular shaped and they didn't have like air-filled areas from what I know. But of course at other parts it might be different. But generally all the other stuff basically historically inspired is mostly correct from what I found out. So the 29th Division at this part, the 363rd Volksgrenadier, And of course, our unit is basically a kind of fictional unit. There was we had the 277th Engineer Battalion, which was part of a Volksgrenadier division, but they didn't fight at this area. Then again, they renamed it an Assault sPaK Battalion, so it's basically an inspired unit. Did the LVTs have stabilizer? Not as far as I know. I know that the Sherman had a stabilizer, but I don't think they had one in the Stuart or in the M8 Scott.
Might have one of my rifle guys go back and resupply the sniper. My Stugs, I'm bringing one up onto the ridge on the left so that we can get a better line of sight.
Yeah, nice. Can nicely flank them. Yeah, here the machine guns on the Stug is very helpful, of course.
There we go. Boom. Oh, quite a lot of oh, nice ammo explosion on the AT gun there. How many HE shells would they usually have? Would they usually have more HE than AP?
Which one? Sorry, I was just reading the chat.
The Stug.
I would suspect. I would have to look up. I know for the Panzer IV with the short barrel they had more HE than armor piercing. Let me check my manual, because I have a German manual actually, which I edited. Did I have in their manual? Did they have the ammo listed? And of course, on which page? Oh yes, here we have it. Perfect. So they would have ideally. Let me check. Yeah, but this is. Let me check from what this. I think this is the. Okay, this is a. Okay, this is for a pamphlet from 1942, and they note at that point, for each gun, for each Sturmgeschütze, there were 224 HE shells, but not carry on. This is basically for the whole unit. So what you had was in the reserves. 46 anti-tank shells and 30 smoke shells. In total, 300 shots. So basically. And
I'd definitely be stocked higher on HE then.
Yeah, definitely way higher. So that's like 1, 2, 5, 4, 4.5. But I think this is still written for basically the short-barreled version, although it's from 1942. Let me check.
I know, we just got to clean out the rest of these men. And that M3 gun has no chance of getting through.
Yeah, this basically is still written for the short-barreled version. So this is still with the Stug you would have. It would be different because at that point they were mostly used as tank destroyers, and you would the Sturmhaubitze with the 105mm you would use for the original assault gun purpose. So you would have the assault howitzer, yeah, which had way more HE. Let me look. Where is my other Stug book? Yeah, there's another one. If they have. Because I was reading the ammo section actually today of the other one, but there's so many ammunition types. If there's something on the loadout.
I just shot the LVT there through the wall. Like with AP shells, you can do that. Managed to knock him out in the
nice
center.
One. Yeah, that was also an ammunition blowout. So is there something about here of the late war ammunition loadout? So it's particularly noted that they wanted as much ammunition as possible, and it's noted efforts to increase the ammunition complement to 70 to 75 rounds were already undertaken at Alcat in November 1943. But an air raid in the same month destroyed all models and documentation. So introduction was delayed by months. And then they increased it to 76 rounds. But it's still discussed because he notes that another document notes 73 rounds. But is there something on the ratio? Ammunition defects, jammed cases. Here we have something. Yeah, basically here we have, what is this document here? That's 413. So this is from January 1943. At that point, they would have like 132 HE rounds and 108 anti-tank rounds of the regular armor piercing and 24 of the Panzergranate 40, so the what's it called, APCR, with the rigid core. So basically at that point they would have a 50-50. So armor piercing 50% and HE 50%. If this was still the case in 45, it's hard to tell. But I assume probably since in 1943, I think it didn't have the assault howitzer yet. I would suspect that in 45 they might have more armor piercing, but at the same time it's hard to tell if there was maybe ammunition problems and something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a couple of soldiers further back that I've left behind. Deserters, I tell you. Where did my sniper end up as well? Did he die? I felt like my sniper died. It's unfortunate. He's very useful.
Alexander Corbett asks, do you know the veracity of the claim that the Stuck 3 was responsible for around 30,000 tank kills, and I think that's accounted for all variants. So I know some documents that state that the Stucks were the most effective tank destroyer, but that is from the General of the Artillery, I remember. And it was particularly noted that they are better than tanks. I haven't seen a complete study that looked at everything, because, I mean, the General of the Artillery has, of course, interests in portraying the Stucks in a particularly good light, and then there was, for instance, Guderian of the Panzertruppen, who didn't really like the Stuck and also tried to get them into his own branch. And basically Stucks that were used as tank destroyers were assigned to Guderian, whilst the other Stucks were part of the artillery branch. And as far as I remember, the numbers given of the very effective Stucks at that point was for 1 or 2 battalions, or for a certain amount of time. So it's always hard to determine, was this the case for all of the war? Was it cherry-picked numbers? Pun intended here. And so a lot of the information I see nowadays is often, it's back and forth, and I generally, if you look at the German army in the Second World War, there are very few in-depth studies. generally they refer to some data, but it can go the one way or the other way. For instance, this is why I did my video on the Panther, because you have some people that say that the Panther was basically trash, and other people say the Panther was the best thing since sliced bread and was the best tank of the Second World War, medium tank. And but you could also argue it's a heavy tank. So I'm generally like more, well, if I haven't researched it myself or I haven't read it, like if somebody writes a complete book on the subject, that might convince me. Before, I'm generally like a bit skeptical. Let's put it that way. Are Nebelwurfgeräte operable to the vehicles in which they are present? You mean the smoke launchers on the tank? So can you launch smoke with your tanks? You don't have tanks. Do you have smoke ammo on the Stuks?
I don't have smoke ammo on the tanks at the moment, no. I believe there is smoke ammo in the game, though.
Yeah.
For this mission, no. See if we can flame some people.
One question is, did tanks have bullet drop? Yes. So basically, you have with you always have a ballistic curve. And as mentioned previously, the Stuks with the short barreled version were better for overshooting your own infantry. So now you drove back the Allies and they're retreating with their assault boats. So one problem with these assault boats was during the operation that the stream was particularly strong, and that sometimes they reached areas, or when they drove back, that there were parts of the river where they're not particularly useful, or sometimes they created footbridges and LVTs or other stuff was driven into them, so there were various issues. And also German mines in one case caused a lot of casualties.
Well, I think I did it a bit better than I did before.
Do we get the gun barge this time? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, the gun barge is there, yeah.
So this thing, this gun barge is actually a Pioneer? How's it called? I forgot. I wrote the name down. What it is exactly. It's actually, I thought it's a fantasy vehicle, but it is not. I mean, the loadout with the weapons is not correct, but the vehicle itself is the little boat. So here the gun barge. It's a Pionier Landungsboot 41. There's a Wikipedia link if you want to see a picture of it. It's actually of I think a restored variant from nowadays, and you can see that it's pretty much the same vehicle, and it could carry about 20 to 40 tons or 150 men. And then I looked how much the weight of these individual guns would be. So the quadruple 20 mil would be 1.5 tons each, so about 3 tons. And then the 88 millimeter gun about 8 tons. So in total you had 11 tons. And this would also allow for the crew and for the ammo to put it. How about the buoyancy? I don't know about that. You need to ask Draffenifel about that, because I'm not a naval guy or a water guy at all. So, but generally this could have been possible, this vehicle, and it looks like on the picture, as you can look, I think it's only on German Wikipedia, but the link should be in the description. To look at the picture, you don't need to speak German. And one final interesting part about this thing, the parts were mirrored, and you could basically cut it in half in the middle, or not cut it, put it, deconstruct it, so you could easily transport it by rail. That I found particularly interesting. So you can just put it in 2 parts and then put it on a rail car and drive it around.
You get my Opel Blitz over here. I stole the truck that the men arrived in, and I'm going to be using that to transport my troops to the front.
So where are you driving? Here you're driving. Yeah. Are you driving into the water? Ah, yeah, okay, that's possible.
Not that deep.
Yeah. I have PTSD from other games where when I drive in the water, my tank dies.
Yeah.
Didn't happen so
That's-
far in this game for me.
It's actually nice to have some troops to spread out.
Ah, yeah, now the large... Ah, yeah, I remember what's coming now. This should be fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna go take that gun barge with a few men. We have my flamethrower here. I have my motorcycle, but what I might do is leave the motorcycle further back so that we can use that later. And we'll pop the men onto the upper blitztruck.
Did any tanks in World War II have any snorkeling equipment to cross rivers without a bridge? Yes. I mean, you could consider the German Tauchpanzer, the Panzer III that they modified as that, but they were actually intended to be used in an amphibious invasion, but they were also then used crossing one river in Operation Barbarossa in the attack against the Soviet Union. Then the Tiger, I think not all, I think the first 50 or 100 had a snorkeling device. And I think the Panther was originally intended to, but they didn't continue it. So because they're, and of course the Mouse famously, I think the Mouse had river crossing capabilities in the sense, I think they would have used two Mouse. You had one Mouse on one side and connected, I think, to the other Mouse, which would then cross through the river. But I'm not sure about if this would also provide air. But I assume it would have a snorkel, and I think the electricity or power would be supplied with the cable. But I read that many, many years ago, I think 20 years ago probably, because since then I barely looked at the mouse again.
All right, so I've just gone to the aid station. We're having a chat with these people who are saying they're out of ammo and they don't have any medical supplies. We need to go find their transport.
Are you driving around with the motorcycle like crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
No!
Oh, I just crashed. My bad. Yeah, you can drive around. It's really, really fun to drive around with these things. It is kind of difficult.
Can't wait to play the Cat and Grad.
Whoop. Almost went in the water there.
You split a tree in half. And here you need to go, right? Yeah.
This is where the transport truck is that we need. Okay.
Unteroffizier Rudi Hipper. So yeah, the gun barge had a length of about 20 meters. And it would, how is this called in English? It would go down in the water 0.6 meters empty, and if it's fully loaded, about 1 meter. And the speed was about 10.8 knots, which is about 20 kilometers per hour. Don't ask me what's that in miles. So, but now we are getting assaulted. Cross the river again.
Yep, and you got some reinforcements to give me.
Ah, yes. I almost forgot. Thank you. So if you play co-op, you can individually, you can give around all the units and everything. So that's perfect.
I put a whole bunch of people on the barge. There's a 88 and 2 Flakbillings on here, as well as a machine gun. It's like
2
an
machine
MG42.
guns, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's 2 machine guns. Yeah, this
Yeah.
thing's crazy.
Yeah, the MG42 he has the magazine mounted. Yeah, nice. So you need to hold all these points. So here the Saltboats come over, as mentioned before. Likely these look different, but I only have seen one pictures of some of them, and here, yeah, the guns have a field day.
I'm much better prepared this time around.
Yeah, this time you had more troops to man them, right? I think last time you really like, you barely could mount the gun barge, right?
Yeah, I had like one man on there, manning the 88 on his own, basically. Which would be incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, yeah, and here are the enemy mortars. So in the actual river crossing, 3 days later there was smoke deployed by all, and also smoke shells by some divisions. And then, of course, artillery support and many more aspects. But also the Germans also had artillery, so we don't have artillery and the enemy only has mortars. So some troubles were some of the vehicles actually like flipped of some of the assault boats.
My 88 actually managed to hit
Oh, nice.
the mortars, and
Oh! Yeah.
the
Oh,
LVT didn't even get in the water.
that looks gruesome. One mortar is still there. And here we have again the LVT with the Stuart turret, it's gone. Here another one. Here's the one with the M8 Scott turret with the 75mm howitzer. So in the real crossing on the 23rd, they broke through rather easily. So they broke through on the first day. Oh, here actually the Sherman 109 helping out.
Yeah, we got 109s. I'm
And-
having to back up the Stug because they've broken it through on the left side.
So on the operations on the 23rd, there were 3 US corps, each with 2 infantry divisions that attacked from Linux to Duran, which was 70 miles long.
Oh, the Flakbilling just finished off the LVT there.
Yeah. Oh, this looks like a graveyard. These guys are swimming over. But yeah. But this is nice. Look at this statue here. The mortar is still causing troubles. Oh! M10 tank destroyers.
Oh, yeah.
Now these use modified Sherman chassis. As you can see, they have on the side the armor here is sloped. But it's rather thin armor, and because the US tank destroyers went with firepower and mobility, and with rather low armor. In comparison to German tank destroyers, at least late war, that went generally with armor and with firepower and armor, and less mobility, like with the Stugs. Or a Jagdpanther, for instance.
Oh, they've been taken out. We got them. Oh, the LVT is like sinking while the other one's floating in above.
Oh, some guys landed over here. Enemy break it. Oh yeah, this looks spectacular. Oh, more LVTs coming, more assault boats. I like the smoking on the assault boat, but it immediately you hit it and it went down. Oh, you have a PaK. You have 37mm PaK here. and it destroyed its main gun. I mean, in
Yeah,
this
the
case,
park on the right is doing a good job as well.
yeah. I mean, the 50 cals are the most dangerous on the LVT in this case. Yeah, so in real life, this wasn't that much of slaughter.
You were saying before that normally during these sorts of battles, people would be retreating before taking this many losses.
Yeah. So generally, in computer games, you often have like kill ratios or death ratios or casualty ratios of like 90 or even 100. In real life, 20-30% are already a lot. So generally, if you take like 20-30% of losses in one particular engagement, your units break, retreat, and something route, or the enemy stops attacking or something. So this what you see in games. Of course, if you do this in games, it's like it might get a bit boring sometimes, or very different, as you can see. I mean, it's the same in films. In films, there's also at least in the small scenes, generally the enemy gets wiped out completely. I mean, of course, in small scale, it sometimes happened. But on a larger scale, if you look at 20-30% of losses around that. And you will also take more prisoners, because in these games, usually you don't break the prisoners, which would complicate everything.
And we just had the American leader call for a ceasefire. I think we've maybe done this too efficiently. Here it is. The Great Flood. Mission complete.
Perfect. So should we look into third mission?
Yeah, we could, yeah. This will be going in blind though.
Yeah. So I did some research for the other two missions, and you and so you haven't played it and I haven't researched it. So are you up for another one, chat?
We can. You got more kills than me again. What are you doing? Magician, absolute
Yeah.
magician.
I didn't look at it now, sadly. I clicked away. But apparently I did. It seems so. I believe you. So I click now on trap, and also in this game, if you win the single player missions, you unlock special units for multiplayer.
Yeah, so you have the multiplayer rewards. In this case, it'd be like a Panzer III on trap. The other ones, I think we got like a couple of assault units. There are certain battalions in multiplayer that you'll be able to select those in, and they'll cost a certain amount of supply to use. But in the multiplayer, you can also unlock extra with supply that you get from playing the game, which is really cool. I like the unlock system in this. It encourages you to play a single player, and then you can get enough sort of experience to jump into the multiplayer. So, just reading quickly through this. Looks like this is about the Rhine.
Spur defeaters.
All right.
I can't click.
Oh.
Did you ready up?
No.
I can't click ready before you didn't. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to doing the co-op, guys, all you have to do is you go into like your friends list, and then you add people to your group, and then the person who's the party leader has to select the mission, and then you can click ready, and you can all join together. Like it's a little bit convoluted, but once you know how to do it, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good to go. Let's go.
So
we'll see how we do on trap.
Bob mentioned it's also worth mentioning that one big difference between games and real life is that you have a minimum unit size information. For example, a full strength M10 unit is 4 tanks roughly. Yeah. And sometimes I mean, of course, a lot of times in real life they had understrength units, so very below authorized strength, particularly on the German side, depending on the time of the war, and also others as well. So it's a back and forth. Sometimes there are like elements in games where you would say, oh, that's gamey. Like for instance, you have deployment points. But then in real life, for instance, if you have a meeting engagement, you have only several roads where you come forward. So actually you would have in real life, of course, before the battle selected which units are in the vanguard, which follow the vanguard, and so sometimes this actually makes them more sense again. Okay, we have 5th March 1945. Oh, we are defending Cologne now. So this is basic.
That's pretty cool.
So basically on the 23rd, they crossed the Ruhr or Ruhr River, and then the Allies pushed further, and then they were basically marching towards the Rhine, and now we are basically probably defending the Rhine here at Cologne. I mean, this is where the famous Panther-Pershing duel happened, I think. So in Cologne, yeah, that was the Cologne Panther. So they're fighting.
We'll get access to a panther. I saw a Jagd panther on the thing at the start, so we'll see if we get access to a Jagd panther in this.
That would be really nice. With the long barrel 88mm gun. Oh, here this guy carrying MG42 on the back. Do we read this or play the mission?
I think we just go.
Yeah.
We'll just go. Let's see how we do. It looks like we're doing a sort of preemptive assault.
Oh!
Yeah, we're doing like a little assault, like a sally.
Oh, you got a Jagdpanzer 38 and okay, I need to give you the units again.
And a Jagdpanther.
Nice, very nice. So we have the Jagdpanzer 38, or sometimes also T, in this case T. At this stage of the war, they actually dropped the T. And generally people call it the Hetzer. There are very few indications that it was called that way by the troops, or at least in writing. But there's some debate on it. I have seen a document from 1946 where this actually also mentioned. I mean, of course, this is after the war, but it was a German general. And here we have the Jagdpanther, which has a long-barreled 88mm gun. And here we have a Pershing. M26.
Engaging a tiger. Oh, I just got blown up by the tiger.
So yeah. So one major difference between these two vehicles is, of course, I mean, the size and everything. But in the organization-wise, these would be assigned to the tank destroyer battalions organic to divisions, whereas these were Heerestruppen, so army headquarters troops basically. These were like on the very highest level, and they were assigned, for instance, to specific areas at the front or to specific divisions as independent units. So these were in independent battalions, similar to the Tigers, and there were 45 authorized rank in each battalion. And of course, I mean, I have a video on its tactics and on the vehicle itself, if you're interested. And
oh no!
What happened? You lost your... Yeah.
It got one shot.
That's a crispy Jagdpanzer 38. So it was decently armored, not on the side. On the sides were very thin. The front was okay. And you had a 75mm gun.
The 76.
Ah yeah, 76 from
Sherman.
Yeah.
There we go, we got it.
Oh, this was also a jumbo, right? With a 76 from the looks of the turret. That was a Pershing. Oh no, that was a M4A2 76. So the M4A2 were diesel variants, and this would be Incorrect, as far as I know, because they were sent to the Pacific and were given to Lend-Lease to the Soviets, because the US Army didn't use diesel Shermans in the European theater of operations, as far as I know.
We got to knock the enemy out of the park. There is a Sherman hiding behind this building. Let me change to AP and try and shoot it through the wall.
I have more units for you. Wait, why does this work? Ah, it's still... I can transfer it now. I can... Oh, wait. Oh, where's the stop button? Stop. Why can't I give you the units now? Is it because he's still talking?
A long way to go.
I'm confused. 47th Panzer Corps. Where are you fighting?
I am fighting
everywhere.
Well, it's just my Yak Panther at the moment. I'm trying to get eyes onto this M4A276 behind this wall.
Okay, I'm sending my troops now to you. Because I can't transfer them now, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that's a 76. But yeah, A2 is like the diesel variant.
This wall's getting in the way. I need to try and get into a better position to engage it without revealing my side armor.
Yeah, the side armor is not particularly good on the Panther or Yak Panther. Should I use my infantry as distraction? Because I can't give them to you, sorry. Doesn't seem to work.
Okay.
Maybe if I reselect them? No, it doesn't. The transfer button is not there.
I was gonna say hello.
Nice, all destroyed.
That's more like it. I don't think I necessarily need to go in that direction because the objective is to the left.
Yeah?
I just wanted to take it out because it would have flanked me.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm completely confused most of the time.
Just follow the tank.
Yeah. Just follow orders. So let's look at my squad, what they're equipped with. This guy's an MG34. They were still used at this time of the war because it was never discontinued to produce. This one has a Mauser. And let's move up. So we have a lot of NPC units here, right? All these that are blue are not controlled by you, right?
Yeah, they're just AI.
Oh, nice! Flamethrower attack. Oh, what can I... Oh, I think I can clear the hedgehogs. Yes! Look at this.
Oh yeah. That might be handy.
Okay.
I think all of these... Yeah, most of these men can do it because they are damn pioneer.
So then let's put the machine gun, the machine gunner provides suppression fire while these guys should get rid of the hedgehogs. Nice!
We cleaned that out.
Oh, is this a supply? Yeah, this is a supply warehouse here.
Yeah, I need to get up to the left though. Our objective is to attack this fortified position. It's going to be kind of difficult. Like up here.
Knock out the enemy out of the park. Okay. Should I bring my
Just get
infantry
men out of the
forward
buildings.
to...
Yeah, if you press spacebar, it will make them lie down. So when you come under fire, just lie down.
Oh my god, they crawl fast. Which
And be
are...
careful.
Oh. Repel anti-aircraft guns. Okay, anti-aircraft guns sounds really bad for my infantry, so... Oh wait. Oh, that's the enemy. Okay, we got those guys.
Oh, these M2 mortars are just ruining.
Oh no! Machine gun, damn it! Okay, we got it. Is this... Oh! Look at this vehicle! It's a truck with an anti-tank gun on it. We can capture it. The
Oh, yeah.
Jeep.
The Fargo, yeah. M6.
Oh, I lost
Oh.
most of my guys.
Yeah,
More than
my Panzer
50%.
just got knocked out because it turned side armor to a bazooka by accident. This is really not going very well. I
So
don't understand how I'm supposed to attack this. It's like there's a fortified, entrenched position.
yeah, how is it
Losing
get?
the hits early on.
How is it? You must get good, or what is the the regular statement?
There are so many men in this trench.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely historically accurate. I mean you wouldn't have thought it's actually they were ordered to do counterattacks. I remember there was like I was like reading they were ordered to counterattack, it failed. They were ordered to counterattack, it failed. I was like, okay, yeah, who would have suspected this? So let's apply bandages.
Yeah, my
So
men are just...
So like in the
Honest.
original Man of War, you have inventory management. Where are these guys? These in the building. I can't see them. Oh, they're up here. Okay. And he's down
Maybe
here.
I was supposed to flank this. Oh no, there's so many men.
No. He almost killed himself. Okay, let's try this again. And I still didn't kill him. Yeah. Okay, heal yourself. We have a regular grenade. That's a regular anti-personnel grenade, yeah.
How not to play this mission, apparently. I think we might have lost. I don't think this one could be saved by me.
Maybe I can do this.
Where are your troops at? You got the two men fighting
I'm
in
here.
the building, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to clear out the building your Jagdpanther couldn't.
Oh.
And, well...
You just
I
got
took
mortared.
Yeah, I took a US First Army to the face. An M2 mortar. Yeah, so if you sit too long in one position, the enemy will zero in and yeah.
Yeah, there's like a 2-inch mortars, like over here. Well, actually no, there's a 4.2-inch mortars.
So where are you actually?
Oh my all my like I literally all my units are dead except for one MG guy. I have this one guy here.
Oh, where is it? Oh, this is you. Oh yeah. Nice. One
Still
man army.
alive.
One man German army. 1945. So
Like, having my Hetzer one shot at the beginning was absolutely disgusting.
is muzzle blast a danger to very close units? In real life, yes, but I think you ask in the game. As far as I know, I don't think so. Because if you do this, particularly since the sizes in the games are generally smaller, I mean it would be a fun mod in this game or in other games, because I think you would have a lot of friendly. Wow, how you did this? I tried this with 3 grenades and 2 satchel charges and it didn't work.
Too good. I need to go scour your body for grenades.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies here. Also take the health packs, the med packs.
That's not a bad shout.
And there's also, there should be, I think here somewhere, there should be the machine gunner. Somewhere died, so it should be machine gun ammo as well. I can't find his body. Oh no, it's this guy.
Yeah, I was standing on him,
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know if I can fit more MG ammo in. Oh yeah, I can. I got it. Alright, let's see how we go.
Yeah,
One man and his MG.
Now is your time.
I'll try and take a wider berth around this side.
Yeah, you probably get side shot or something, some unit you don't see.
There's a nice ridge here.
I think you're getting already engaged now. So
there's some people in a building over there.
So any more historical questions, guys? So a main difference between the MG34 and the MG42 was how reliable it was. So with the 34, you needed to be really careful that the ammo and everything was clean. And I know somebody in Switzerland who legally owns both, and he says you can determine by the pictures. Oh, you're getting shot from the side. Here. 3 guys, and now you're getting shot from the other side. Maybe crawl forward here that you have protection from the left. Oh, mortar is also coming in.
Run. Yeah, there's like another group of men on that side, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a whole group here, 4 guys at least, and then there are 4 in the building.
There's so many.
So
I only need to. Let's try this side instead.
Can you go here?
Yeah, that's where my last guy died. Do you see where the
SMG
SMG
yeah. Okay, this was your guy. That was not an NPC. Okay, there at the building. There are at least 2 guys here.
Yeah, there's people behind the wall there as well.
And you were getting shot from the side again. Yeah, he is here. Can you engage him? He's coming closer. He's coming closer. You should be able to get him. Now, yeah. Yeah, you hit him once. You got him.
Oh.
Oh, also be careful. There's an anti-tank gun here.
Oh. Oh no.
Run!
The mortar's coming in again.
Run! Hans, run! So yeah, put on the med patch in your inventory.
Oh, what a shot!
Nice. I mean, this is also, you have an MG34. It had the ability to use single fire mode. So this was different to the MG42 where there was no single fire mode.
I'm just waiting for one of these mortars to hit me in the noggin.
Didn't the MG42 have a huge issue with firing out of battery because its cyclic rate was pushed too high? I'm not that of a gun expert. I don't know exactly what out of battery means. I think it's something. How close to the front line would unit attempt to lay telephone cables? As close as they need. So basically, you would try to have in your defensive trenches definitely have some cables for communication, particularly in late war because radios were kind of an issue that they could be zeroed in or something. But at the same time, artillery often also cut the cables. So I haven't particularly looked into this, but from all I know, this would be how it was done, so as close as possible, because you need some communication.
Bro.
Ah, you're trying to clear out the mortars. And.
That's it.
Come on. Yes! So there's one more left. Keep moving. Did you?
We just single shot that guy.
Oh, nice. So there's a mortar here, and it's guarded by 3 guys over here, and there are 2 back here.
4 guys.
I mean, you could take. Can you take the mortar? Oh, it's a 4.2 inch, regimental mortars. So that's, I think, an 80 mil, right? 4.2. Out of battery means firing when the trigger isn't pulled. Could be, but I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, I fired one a Peppershah 43, and that was another issue.
More grenades.
Yeah, there should be plenty of bodies with grenades, right? Yeah.
This one's got loads. There we go.
Out of battery means firing when the bolt isn't locked all the way forward. Yeah, that's a technique. I never run into this. I remember I read a report where some people, where they noted that they complained about problems with ammo. Oh no!
Oh no!
Mission failed. Wow. And then they discussed how to fix this and everything, but I couldn't remember that. But then again, in German, it's something called different. So, and I wouldn't have paid too much attention to the technically. So sorry, I can't answer that one. So mission failed. I mean, I think this is a worthy end for the stream.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of gameplay at the end there, where you like are microing individual men, is just like peak Men of War.
Yeah. Or when you're then repairing vehicles with your last 3 men that you move forward, I always love that. Like, you try to get as many units running up again and repairing, especially in the defense. No, when you defend first and then you do the counterattack, and in the counterattack use all the captured equipment.
Yeah. Apparently I only got one kill and 6 losses. You got 12 kills and 6 losses.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Beating me every single time.
Yeah, and without doing anything most of the time, besides talking. As you can see, people, historical education definitely improves your stats in this game. Your kill and death ratios go up without you doing anything at all. Also, I completely approve of this game.
So yeah, with Men of War 2, I mean, you can. We were obviously just playing the German mission there. I just thought we'd have a quick chat about the extra stuff once again. So we were in the German campaign, which has 6 missions. There is also a Soviet campaign, which has 6 missions, and an American campaign that has 6 missions. Then we got 7 missions of the Soviets in historical, 7 missions in Operation Overlord. 7 missions for the Soviets in historical, which is Operation Migration. We got 7 missions for Operation Overlord in historical, and 6 bonus missions for the Germans as well. So that's really cool. They kind of follow one another in a much larger campaign. Then there's Conquest, where you can play as the US, USSR, Germany, or either Eastern Front or Western Front, apparently, which is cool. Because obviously, yeah, you need to fight against the USSR or the Americans.
Did you select I don't think. Why am I in the? I'm in a.
How did I click the conquest and then it brought you onto the map?
Yeah, I was suddenly in D-Day.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like almost a roguelike sort of game mode where you fight through a series of battles and you choose which battle you want to take on next. So you do the first battle and then you can choose if you want to go to like the outpost or Polotsk, and then they're like Witch's Way, Vale, or Winter March, and you have to go through all of these and you unlock stuff as you go. It's really cool. And then finally there's the raid, which has multiple missions. I believe these are sort of faster missions that are kind of less historically accurate and more just for fun. They're designed to basically play PvE with other people as well, potentially. But yeah, there's another 16 missions. There's so much stuff in the single player of this game, and then you've also got multiplayer, where you can do PvP and obviously co-op versus AI. So lots and lots and lots of stuff to do. What did you think of the battles anyway?
It was great
Like
fun.
the missions we played.
It was great fun, and I like the approach that they use historical aspects and then change it a bit. That it's that the setting is correct, but there's also some real aspects in this, and I can look into this. And of course, I like Man of War, like repairing tanks, capturing tanks, putting individual units in, and all that. There's one question related from Primer. Is the game likely to expand upon the Pacific theaters?
That would be a question for the developers.
Yeah.
It might do in the future. I mean, there's no reason it couldn't.
Yeah.
There's basically all of the equipment that they would need for that is already in the game, other than the Japanese stuff, right? I mean, a lot of the American stuff's already there.
I mean, the LFTs are there. The M4A too. Diesel Sherman. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see any reason they couldn't do that as like a expansion or DLC or something similar.
So I suspect if it's successful, they would add the British and the Japanese for sure, and probably the Italians.
Yeah, of course, the British. We mustn't forget about the British. Yeah, that would be fun. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's like a roadmap or anything just yet. But I mean, the game hasn't even come out yet. It comes out on the 15th of May, in 5 days' time. So if you want to go on Steam and wishlist it, then go ahead. And I think it's available for pre-order as well.
Yeah, it should be. I think. I put a link in the description on my stream, of course. You can just click it there.
Yeah, the same in my stream. It should be put up. It is not available for pre-order, but yeah, you can wishlist it. So it will be coming out on the 15th regardless, and you can buy it then. Cool. Anything else we need to say or add?
I don't think so. I don't think we have any more questions. So I would say thank you very much, Wolfgang, for joining me, or I'm joining you, depending on the perspective. And also a big thank you to Man of War for sponsoring the stream.
Yep, big thanks to them for sponsoring today's stream. It's been a lot of fun playing through those missions. Yeah, I find it really funny how I managed to almost do the first mission worse than whenever you were just like messing around with it before.
You know what it was? It was the missing Wirbelwind. It was the missing Wirbelwind. You were suspecting Wirbelwind. You would have aced that mission if you would have had the Wirbelwind.
Yeah, I could have knocked out the jumbo again and then stolen the jumbo. Because that's what I did the other time.
Yeah, you captured the jumbo last time, but this time both of them exploded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's typical Man of War. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and in that last mission we just played, the Hetzer blowing up in my face like that was ideal.
Yeah, I wasn't even there. I think I was still talking suddenly. Oh no, bloom.
Yeah. One more thing I will like to add is that there are so many units in this game. It's actually ridiculous. Like, especially in the multiplayer, you go into like the battalions and you go through all of the regiments and click on them, and you have a look at like the different units that you can bring in. You got like all the different variants of like the scout cars, like the M4, the M2A1, the M3A1. You got the T16, the M20, Willys with a bazooka on it, Willys with a 30 cal or a 50 cal. It's like so many variants of different units in this game, and I've always found that like pretty impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a complete technology tree. If you click on campaign on technology, it's amazing. Look at this. Yeah, oh, you have the M3 lead, and you can have the M4A1 with the cast armor. Here you can see it, it's round, and then here the M4A3 with the welded armor. Really nice.
Yep. There's so many different variants. You can even use the LVT in multiplayer and have it swim on certain maps.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the different M4 variants. Like, we've even got M4A4 in there as well.
The 105mm one, nice.
E2895. That's a prototype.
Oh yeah, the Doom Turtle.
Did that ever actually go on a battlefield?
No,
Or was
and
it just a prototype?
and I think if I'm not mistaken, the Americans lost it, and it was somewhere in a ditch, somewhere on a training ground or something, and a few years again, they finally found it or something. I might be terribly mistaken here, but I think it was something I heard. It was like they didn't know it existed there or something. But as far as I know, it never saw action.
Can you still do shenanigans using shells as IEDs?
What?
I don't know. I haven't tried. That is an interesting question. But yeah, great stuff. I guess we'll just leave it there for today then.
Yep. Then
Thank you very much.
thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.